What we've got here is failure to communicate.
All right, here we go. All right, everybody, welcome to Common Ground with Jimmy B. The show where we try to find some common ground. This way we can all get along in the future, trying to get this country back. Tonight's guest, we had on the Germinator, Mr. Wayne German, my friend over here.
Chica cabrón, maricones.
Okay, so Wayne is ready to go. Wayne spoke with my buddy Robbie last week, and tonight I have my dear friend Danielle on from California. Danielle is a BLM, I would say, not activist, but a BLM supporter, and she tonight is going to be BLM, and why not BLM? Why BLM? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, who would like? Wayne, would you like to go first? Should I let Danielle go first?
I'd like to go first. I had no idea Danielle would be this beautiful. Hello, Chica cabron.
How
you doing?
Robbie's girlfriend, be nice.
Very pretty. Look at you.
On the last show, we all said how we have a penchant for.
I'm just softening you up for the kill, Danielle. Just having fun. Okay, I'll start.
Hey.
I would like.
Oh, don't bounce those, because then you bounce those babies, Robbie's in trouble.
Do you have a question, or you want me just to riff?
No, good. Well,
okay, here's what I like to say, Danielle.
Marxist.
I don't see color. I see everyone as equal. I have 4 black children. Doesn't mean anything. I don't use them as props. My father smacked me in the face when I said the N-word at 7 years old, so I learned right away that was the wrong thing to do. And I treat everyone as equals. But Black Lives Matter, to me, it started on a lie. Michael Brown, hands up, don't shoot, never happened. It was a lie. So they're also a Marxist organization. You want to donate to Black Lives Matter during the Biden campaign. It went right to Joe Biden. So I have a lot of problems with Black Lives Matter. What does the woman have? $21 million in mansions?
13.
13. Okay, thank you for the correction. Wasn't the male one of the leaders? He had to. He all sorts of corruption. Didn't he have to step down?
He had to get down.
Okay, thank you. I don't read newspapers anymore, so you have to forgive me. I'm a little bit off topic. I don't look at news. I'm just disgusted after stolen election. But okay. So, what do you got to say about that, Danielle? About Michael Brown, hands up, don't shoot, was a lie.
Okay, but wait. Before we start with that, one thing. Here, once again, Common Ground with Jimmy P. Everybody subscribe, otherwise you can't watch. So, my question, Danielle, because let me tell you, you think Robbie and him got heated? The two of you in about 3 seconds, it's going to be 200 degrees.
Nah, she's very beautiful.
I know that's
I'm not. Danielle, I can't. It's against my nature.
It's not fair. You should.
It's against my nature.
We should have blacked you out. Oh no, racist joke.
Blacked you out.
But
that's very racist, by the way. In today's world, blacked you out. You could be canceled before you got started, cabrón.
I'm just saying.
A puto cabrón, pa.
I'm just saying. Anyway, here's my thing. I want to find our common ground.
Leave Gene alone, okay? Please.
Here's the thing. So all of us in this room, obviously Wayne a little more than I, because he does have 4 children that happen to be black. I hate saying black.
Just by coincidence.
But we all do agree that black lives do matter, and we all do agree that black people did, I'm saying did, and sometimes still do, have it. There is a little bit more, to some degree, they get treated differently on some aspects. I don't agree with everything. I've spoken to Danielle, spoken to Wayne.
How does Danielle feel?
But first of all, we all do agree that Black Lives Matter, and we all agree all lives matter. Correct, Danielle? Not the movement. All lives do matter.
That is 100% correct.
And Black Lives Matter. And I understand you want to say why you need the movement. Let's go with that. And then you can answer Wayne's question about Michael Brown. Okay? So now, why is Black Lives Matter have to be singled out?
Let's take it from the aspect of Michael Brown.
Shoot, okay. I'm going to shut up. I always say that.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, although I do not agree with that it was a lie, that Michael Brown was made up and it never happened in life. Although that's not true, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, it's true.
For those who don't know what the Michael Brown happened.
Let me hear her.
Now, here we are. Now, what we can pretty much agree on is the fact that black people have been hunted and killed both by the police and the Klan for years, and that it's still happening.
Do you really
what we
believe
can
that,
agree on? I'm sorry?
Do you? I understand in the past, but do you really believe there's white guys that look like Wayne?
There were 3 lynchings.
That wake
There
up
were
and
3
go
lynchings.
get me some black people today. I mean, do you really think that?
All right,
Honestly, hon.
let me just say this.
I'm just curious.
Let me just say this. There's double the amount of white people killed by police each year. Yes, there are 5 times the amount of white people in America.
Okay.
But if you look at the crime statistics, the 5 times amount of white people, the 70%, commit the same amount of crimes as the 13% of black. So they're having the same police encounters. So how is it that whites are being killed double the rate of blacks? So what you're saying is not true. It's not true what you're saying. And
Now
where are
let's
these
go back
lynchings? I
to
haven't
where
heard
your
about them. Please
statistics
inform me.
lie.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, when a white person is killed, you will get an autopsy and you will more than likely get a correct form of death. But when a black person is killed, you don't always get an official.
It's not 1913 anymore. I'm sorry to talk over you.
There are bodies of black people turning up all over the place.
You're talking about 1919. I'm sorry.
Darla, do you have proof of that?
You said not since 1819.
You're talking about a bygone era. You're living in the Al Sharpton
I'm
era.
talking about the era we live in.
These
now.
race hustlers and race pimps are trying to keep that era alive.
Let it talk.
Good, I'm sorry, my dear.
I'm talking along the line. Now, when you came up with the statistic that you came up with about the fact that twice the amount of white people are dying at the hands of
police
officers.
True.
Where did you get that statistic?
It's a fact. It's a
fact.
But
how is it a fact?
The FBI statistics. You could go right online.
Really?
Anyone want to look it up?
FBI statistics state that twice the number
of whites are killed.
White individuals are killed by black officers.
I've been debating this many years
That's not what it
with
says.
people. Not what who said MSLSD. Who told you that it wasn't true?
Say.
Now, if Black Lives Matter,
FBI,
can I ask you this? If Black Lives Matter so much, where are the protests in Chicago for the young black people being slaughtered and murdered by the thousands? Where is the outrage for that? Your Democrat Party is just trying to make you and the black race angry to keep them ginned up, to keep them voting. Donald Trump is the devil. That's what they're doing.
We were talking about why Black Lives Matter.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got off subject. Sorry.
That's my fault.
Go ahead. I'll let you talk.
Go ahead, Dolan. Go ahead. We got a lot of shows that you would
first want to go because I can address all of those issues.
Okay.
But I want to stick to topic.
I got off track.
So if
I'm
we're
sorry.
sticking to topic, my question is, if you believe that Black Lives Matter, even if you don't believe that black people are being hunted, that there's a quota system of kill.
You think there's a quota system?
There's a quota system of kill. Did you ever not become privy to a lot of the published files from the CIA regarding the Klan?
There's a quota system to kill black people? Did I just hear that correctly?
Yes. Wait, that means she heard it somewhere. Okay.
Are you studying under Farrakhan? I mean, seriously.
Wow.
What is going on here?
Wait a minute. Did you ask me if
Do you study under Farrakhan?
No, she's anti-Farrakhan.
Oh, you're anti-Farrakhan. I mean, there's a quota system of black people.
You don't want to go there.
They have to kill a certain amount of black people per year. This is insanity.
Yeah, Don, can you explain that?
Please explain.
Isn't it insane to suggest or to think that people would use the quota system when it comes to killing black people?
What quota
Isn't that insane?
But what is the quota? Who put said quota system in place?
So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to research.
I will.
The publications that have been released by the FBI, since you love them so much.
All right. I don't like the FBI.
You look into the FBI.
Love the FBI, but no, I don't.
Yes.
What am I looking up?
Files and the files that were released by the CIA regarding the Klan.
Of the CIA regarding the Klan.
Wow.
What year is this, Darlin?
And the members that have infiltrated throughout the years, not just from the beginning of time, throughout the years.
Now you're bringing a whole different thing.
Can I say something, Jimmy?
Does the Klan do it? Of course.
All right,
of course
so
they had this quota in 1920.
She's laying out systematic murders of black people. Only 10 unarmed black people were killed in 2019 by the police. 10.
Do you really think that's true?
It's the FBI statistics.
Do you really think,
you know at least 4?
That's true?
Do you really know 4?
I know at least 4.
You know 4 that were killed, unarmed blacks that were killed by police.
I'm the only person.
I wish we had the time to go through each case that you know.
Well, we will. Hold on, Danielle. I got your answer for you on Wayne's question. Number of people shot to death by the police in the United States from 2017 to 2021, and it's coming from Statista. I don't know if they're a legitimate organization, but it's just looked it up. Here are the numbers.
Statista. It can tell you right there.
She's going to attack the source. That's what liberals do. They attack the source.
So we will go further into checking out the source. But according to Statista, which I'm quite sure they may also have this quota.
Only the New York Times and Washington Post have the truth.
Okay,
you know that, Jimmy, right?
This is something, so sweetheart, what you can do is I'm going to give you this for now. Then my producers are going to look up and get more stats, and you come on, and when we come back on, we'll go over it. But here's this Statista results. Not the
spit it out, baby.
Not the FBI quarters that you say has with the hunting down of black people, which I still can't believe, but it may be true. White people, number of people shot to death by the police, United States, 2017 to 2021 by race. White people, 2017, 457. Black people, 223. Hispanic, 179. Other, 44, and unknown.
Is that in 2017 or the 3-4 year span?
2017, 2018.
Okay, there you go. That's like I said, double. Go.
Once again, almost double. 2018, sweetheart. And those of you who can't handle
sweetheart, give the numbers, because
2018, okay, 399.
So now,
wait, let Jimmy finish.
2018, 399 white, 209
Let me know
black.
when you're ready.
Okay, 2019.
Let me know when you're ready.
370 to 235, 457 in 2020 to 241, and
like I said,
130 to 74.
It's double the amount of white people. How do you answer that? Are you just going to attack the source?
No, hold on.
How do you answer that?
There are more white people than black people.
But they commit the same amount of crimes. 13% of black people, and I'm not against black people. You could talk about the way they grew up, their systematic injustices, whatever you want to talk about.
He did kind of make 4 black babies, so
it doesn't matter. They could be fucking Hindu babies. It doesn't matter.
The thing is, we discussed this earlier. You don't have to be racist to contribute to oppression.
Just because I have black kids, I don't use them as props. It means nothing to me. And I know that. I know that. But my heart is pure. That's what I'm talking about.
Help the cause of their black children.
I have no hatred in my heart. So go ahead. What's wrong with Jimmy? What's wrong with
you didn't help the cause.
Okay, fine. But what's wrong with Jimmy's stats? Please tell me.
I'm still waiting for that part. So you ready for me?
You just read them.
Yeah,
okay, go.
Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to say is that your stats are flawed.
Okay.
The second thing that I'm going to refer you to is a Newsweek article that came out April 20th, 2021.
Hold on, darling. I got to get this all down. Newsweek article. My producers should be getting this down too. Newsweek article 2021.
Get it, producers, and check your facts. Okay.
Well, you know how those white folk,
the number of people that were killed, that were unarmed, which has its own statistic.
Okay, number of people unarmed. Go ahead. I got it. We're going to go to that Newsweek article.
Just since George Floyd's death exceeds the number you've talked about in 4 years.
Where are you getting these numbers?
Where are
Newsweek,
she said.
Newsweek.
So we can look that up.
When I say your stats are flawed, I challenge you as well to give me police stats.
I prefer the FBI statistics over Newsweek.
Well, I think we should gather them all.
Please. Okay, no. These are you're reading FBI stats. I've read those same stats. I know those numbers.
Okay, now here you go.
You're reading misinterpreted.
Sweetheart, I got a liberal newspaper.
We disagree, young lady.
All right, and I got this thing. And once again, for those people who can't handle Sweetie, Danielle and I, we're tight. She can handle Sweetie. It's a term of endearment. So please don't hit me with this misogyny.
Nobody is, Jim.
No, but I know people. Oh, he's flirting. I'm not flirting.
Kiss me, baby.
Now, if she wasn't his boyfriend, that's a different story. Anyway, police kill more whites than blacks, but minority deaths generate more outrage. That, darling, that is totally true, and that's just if Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, not because they're black, but because they're blind, can see that.
The media pumps up black deaths.
And this is what you got to understand. Guys like Wayne and I, we're not anti-black. We actually think that the black community is being attacked by the liberals and the Democrats, and that they're being used to keep them in office and to keep this divide, to keep us from not wanting to be each other. So here it is right here.
So now you don't mind if we're being killed or lynched, but you do mind if we're being used by the Democrats.
Who's being lynched
You did this to me
today?
last
This
week.
is not 1917. Who is being
There were
lynched?
3 lynchings in the last 3 years
Where?
in California and thereabouts.
Whites lynched blacks in the last 3 years? What? And it's not front
You gotta
page?
watch that news.
Danielle,
I don't watch CNN or MSLSD.
All right.
I don't watch this
All right,
news.
hold on, time out. Danielle, I love you.
Who
but
told you that?
this is the
Anderson
second
Cooper?
This is the second time you got me with something
This
like
is insanity.
We talked about something about the BLM lady, and you said, why? Because she's black and it had nothing to do with it. You just said, I don't mind if they're getting lynched, but I mind if they're being used. Why would I not mind if they're getting lynched?
Because the emphasis of your
disgusting.
convo is built around the aspect of what the Democrats are doing. We started this out with the aspect of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
Why is it important?
Right,
So now you have a black person telling you that it's important because our people are being killed every day, hunted and lynched.
And then I have the black
Even if you're not aware that they are.
Okay,
Jimmy. Does it matter that the leader of BLM, Patrice Cullors, is a Marxist? Does the Marxist connection mean anything to you? Does it matter to you that you're being fooled? You're being hoodwinked by the left once again. Black people are being used as pawns. You're being fooled, you're being hoodwinked. Does that matter to you at all? And young black men and women are dying in the hood in droves because your party is lying to you. No bail, no jail, open borders. They are killing the black community, and you're sitting here like a happy Democrat. You're espousing BLM. Are you kidding me?
I look really happy to you.
You look
Colin, you look happy. And one thing, I got you. Have
So
to
much
explain
to my
that.
joke.
But once again, like you says, but you're okay with lynching. What possibly makes
Somebody
you
look
think
up these lynchings.
we are okay?
Can we
I don't
find
even
these
care.
lynchings?
I don't care if it was 1 or 10,000.
I would love
But
to
the
know about
fact-
Where
lynchings.
is the outrage? The fact that you don't even know about it.
It would be
that
front
you're
page
not
news, young
aware.
lady. It would be
Okay,
front page news.
We didn't know
That's the
about it.
area you're not
Okay.
They push every lie in the world. This would be leading on every news station.
Emphasizing
Good.
The behavior of the Democrats.
Okay, oh,
Really?
yeah. Listen, I don't got Tourette's. But boop, 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 hold on. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, there goes. The Tourette's people are going to come after me now. That's it. I'm going to get geeked and bopped off the
This is a
fucking
journey
head.
into
Okay,
sound.
listen. I got nothing against the Please, you're going to understand right now. You want to talk about getting fucking whacked ass? I said, Wayne, do me a favor. When Danielle comes on, it's my boy's girl. She's a sweetheart.
We're having a
Keep
great
it calm.
conversation.
I'm fucking losing my cookies
I had
here.
no idea Danielle was this beautiful. There's no problems here. We're having a civilized discussion.
Danielle, you're a little bit hot now.
Not a problem. I didn't like her boyfriend. That's who I didn't like. But she's very cool.
You liked Rob.
I'm just kidding.
He did.
He was nice.
They look alike.
He was nice.
Anyway, Danielle, what
I
you're saying is,
understand.
where is the outrage for the lynching? We don't know of these lynchings. If we did, I tell you one thing. I guarantee everybody here, even, and I got a story about one of my friends had a fight with today over you. Because he said, how could you actually like it's not a story. How can you actually like someone who's liberal? I said, because she's my friend. He goes, well, you're the problem. I said, no, you're the problem. But anyway, you just said the outrage. There's no outrage.
Google.
Okay.
June 21st.
Now, I'm not talking about any facts. I'm talking about
Google. Good luck.
No,
I got news for you. Google's part of the scam too.
Okay. You're missing.
Google, what a joke.
All right, darling, you're missing my point. It has nothing to do with
Jimmy,
the
can you
facts.
read this? When the last black person was lynched in the United States?
Oh, well, that
read
we know
the
of.
year.
Okay.
Read
but
the year.
before I read that.
We would know about it. Trust me.
Danielle,
if a black gets his toe stubbed, we know about it.
Okay, but listen to me. Danielle,
Anderson,
listen.
Pooper, and Don Lemonhead, they're all pumping it up.
We're missing the
You
point.
said that you would know about it, and you don't know about it. If you don't know about it, then you shouldn't know about
we
it.
may be on that hit list from the KKK. He's a Jew
Please
and I'm
read
a
that
Diddy.
before it disappears.
So I'm not gonna.
You are not aware of it because you don't seek to find it.
I don't know. Oh
You
my
need
God!
to
If it happened, it would be front page news everywhere. You're saying three
It
black
was,
people
but
were
you-
lynched.
Obviously,
Jimmy,
it's not on
time,
your news.
time.
All right, Jimmy's too busy to read it.
Here you go. I'll read it. I'll read it. I'll read it. Danielle,
Let's not talk over one another.
To Robert and to other people. So I saw it. Where were you?
Danielle, here's the thing. I'm not talking about facts. you and you, we're
Jimmy,
good.
can she send us a link right now for these lynchings? I'd love to see it.
I just told you, pull it up, June 21st, 2020, NewYorkTimes.com in California, hanging
June
death.
June 21st. All right, can I please get to, being that I'm the host of the show, can I get 1 point? Of course, you and I are friends, dear friends. And
Yes.
the fact, and you've done this to me a
Thank
few
you.
times, you said you didn't see it because you
Okay, we pulled it up. We pulled it up.
because you chose not to see it. I can guarantee you, everyone I know, we chose not to see it. If any of us
Jimmy.
knew this, we'd be more outraged by that than of the Democratic Party trying to take it.
Then let me share with you how to get up on the
Okay,
news.
Jimmy,
Okay,
Jimmy. Somebody in the studio looked it up. They were suicides, and the coroner said they were suicides. And you're trying to fit it into the Ku Klux Klan is still alive
So
and
you
well
really
and
think
living.
Black people are hanging themselves in the public?
Oh, black people
in
don't
the
hang
public
themselves? How about the
arena
woman
now
who hanged
as
herself
an
last
act
2 years
of
ago in
being
the
able
cell?
to show
Right?
it
With
as
cameras.
as a suicide pact.
Okay.
Really? We have
A suicide pact. It's not a pact. You don't think black people commit
Then
suicide?
how are so many
They're no
people
different
getting
than
hurt
white people
in
or
public?
Asian people or green people.
Everybody decided to kill themselves in
Oh, here we
public
go.
in a
All right,
whole
listen,
month,
listen.
right?
I love this. Here it goes. You wanted to read the lynching that we can do?
Yeah.
In 1981, 40 years ago, 19-year-old Michael Donald's body was found dangling from a tree in Mobile. Obviously, it's Alabama, I would assume.
Yes.
The murder carried out by the Ku Klux Klan, which is a horrible organization, and this is a tragic thing, is sometimes referred as the last, sometimes referred
Right.
to as the last documented lynching in America. Now, that being said, were there more lynchings? I believe maybe so. Were they reported? If they were, we don't know. And if you got proof of it, please show us. Because you have this thing where you think that just because, and I tell you the truth, put me 3 hours in the sun, sweetie, I'm darker than you. But anyway, you think because that we have this color skin that we feel that, oh, we're not really looking into it. We are. He's got 4 black children.
Doesn't matter.
We are
Well,
looking
it seems
into it.
very easy to dismiss it. It doesn't seem like.
But
so
who's
now
dismissing it?
Let me give you a short run.
Go ahead, sweetie.
Right?
Go ahead.
I did a stint in the Carolinas in 1994.
You did a stint?
A stint. When I say a stint, I don't mean like a
Bellevue
a
or
time
the
in
Carolinas?
A
prison.
stint to us means you did
I'm
some
talking
time.
a stint as
Bellevue.
in a time that I
You
spent
did-
in the city.
So you did something. You did some time, baby. Oh, God. I
Not
love it.
that
She was
kind of
actually
time.
downtown in Bellevue. But
Not-
go ahead. Tell
not
us about
that-
Oh, all
Carolina.
right. What kind of, so it wasn't a lockup. What kind of, when you say stint, what does it mean? Because to us in
When
this
I
neighborhood,
say stint, I mean that I
So,
took a
tell us a-
considerable amount of time to be in in North Carolina, and one of the
so
reasons.
you weren't in prison.
No, I was free as a bird.
I'm sorry. Being Italian from the Bronx, a stint to us means we're getting $25 packages at the end of the month.
So tell us about the stint. Go.
No, a stint to me is a considerable amount of time. So I went there, and I went to their local police department. One of the reasons why I went there is because they said that they had the lowest rate of kidnappings and teen missing minorities.
Yeah, kids at the time, though?
So, I'm sorry?
Did you have children at the time?
Absolutely, which is why I went.
Okay,
So what
this
happened?
makes sense. Okay,
Well,
okay.
not only that, I went because I also invented a board game that can actually predict child abuse. So
They
at
can
this time,
predict child abuse.
Wow.
I would listen. I am not making
Predict
fun.
child abuse.
We're doing a whole thing on child trafficking.
That's very impressive.
And child abuse, and we got to get to this too. I think it's very
yeah,
important
everything's
subject.
an algorithm.
Is it a
these
board
days.
game
I'm a researcher,
directed
so
at child
everything's
abusers
algorithm.
or?
No, but if it's predicted,
You
we're
said,
not
is it
making fun of
directed? No, it's actually directed at child abuse prevention.
Oh,
but that's
okay.
a whole.
All right, so go ahead.
But
Tell
now,
us about the stint.
In my trip, I went through the police files because I wanted to challenge the information. And I found a considerable amount of teens that were actually born in the year 86. And the reason why that caught my attention is because my daughter was also at that time born in 86 and was a child that was around the same age as
Tawana
these
Brawley,
kids.
86. I remember the year well. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, in this particular area, there was a tremendous amount. And when I say tremendous, I would say over 300, 400 kids that were labeled runaways, but they all were around the same age and in a specific area. So now, after I raised the question about this, they later then found a serial killer that was killing these young girls.
They were all black.
Actually, all of the girls were black or Hispanic.
Okay.
And all the
And
victims.
they were all around the same age.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So
86, 87-ish in age.
and what
So
are we
now,
going for here?
the problem that we have here is that it took someone coming to their town saying, doesn't it seem kind of weird that 300 runaways are now missing and nobody's heard from them, and they were around the same age?
Can I ask
What's the murderer's name?
Doesn't it seem weird
Ask his
too
name.
that they're
It does
all
matter.
black and they all come from the same area? Then didn't it seem even more weird to you that none of these missing kids, okay, were now placed in any kind of active file to be found?
I know this is.
So
this
now
is almost,
we
this
later
is a
now
long time
discover that they had fallen victim to serial killers and they had fallen victim to killings.
So
I
this is 35 years ago.
say that every day things that happen to black people are miscategorized, misfiled,
before Wayne goes,
misinterpreted.
Okay, this is
and like maybe
this is 35
ignored.
years ago, darling. 35 years ago. And hold on.
No. I didn't do this in 85.
Was the murderer white or black? I'm just curious.
I did this in 99.
You did it in 99. Okay, so here's before Wayne goes, and one other thing. You said before, you got to ask me the question you asked me before. But you just said, okay, we're unaware of it. And what are we doing? We started this show out as BLM. So I have one question for you, darling, and you know I love you. What are we doing? What are you doing? You just brought up a very disheartening, very sad subject about that. Have you even attempted to reach out to BLM and say, hey, you know something? Out of that $100 million you got, why don't you throw this department?
Why is BLM not in the streets of Chicago? That's more important. Why is BLM not in Chicago?
No, what about these kids? It took you to open their eyes. But now are you doing anything with all that money that they got, being that you support them? Are you saying, hey, BLM, I did this. I opened their eyes. Instead of that $6 million home in a 99% white neighborhood, how about you buy a $4 million home in an 80% white neighborhood? Give me $2 million to give to that department to find these goddamn kids. So, before you say, what's everybody doing? You got access. They will listen to you.
Ready for the answer?
I'm ready for the answer, baby.
Ready for the answer?
Yes, I am.
As a person who also runs a nonprofit organization, every foundation has their goals towards their budget. And that budget is not always geared towards things that don't fit in their agenda. Right. And it's voted on annually. Mm-hmm. So now, if I were Danielle, who wanted to raise money to bring attention, as I did when I started my nonprofit, right, then what you do is you find people who agree that what you're talking about is priority, and then they put their money where their mouth is.
Wouldn't BLM make that a priority?
Do I do that? I do it every single day.
Okay, but my question is, why haven't you asked BLM for money for that one specific thing?
Because I feel as if Black Lives Matter is a movement, and that movement does not necessarily require me extracting money from it. It actually requires that I support it. Okay. And the whole aspect behind.
So why aren't they marching?
I have a question.
Do
you support BLM? BLM wants to defund the police. That hurts black people.
Let her answer, then you go with that.
Hey, what do we have, a 10-hour show here?
No, we're going to cut and we're going to come back.
To the fact that it does matter. There are certain aspects of Black lives that we need to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to child poverty, child hunger, education. Again, people that are being kidnapped.
Danielle, we have time. We got a couple of minutes.
All of those things. But most important is their goal and their agenda is bringing attention to. My goal and my agenda is coming up with solutions. Okay. My solutions are empowering our people economically. So now I'm in the area of real estate. I'm in the area of providing homes. I'm in the area of being able to empower our people in that aspect. The next person is going to do another area. there's such a great need that I don't need to take away from anybody else's
You
agenda
can't, you
to supplement
can't
mine.
throw money at the problem. We keep throwing money at the problem. The Democrat Party is killing you. They're killing
Where
the black
is that
race.
money that's being thrown?
Are you kidding me?
$13 million
Are you
home.
serious?
$13
Where is the money
Now,
heading towards
let's
the
go
black
back to
community?
that. When you say $13 million homes, okay?
Yes.
Again,
There are so many
what I
programs for
have
black
in
people.
terms of what I have in terms of fact
Go ahead, Don.
is the fact that this woman Patrice purchased homes after getting a publishing deal, after getting a multi-platform deal
How
by
much?
Warner Brothers Television. Do you understand what that kind of puts in place?
Oh, I mean,
And
you know,
then
Res
bought
Robbie, I was in Hollywood, I know.
$510,000 home. that
Why
then
did she
people
buy
worked
4
for.
houses in
Then
rich
she
white
bought
neighborhoods?
a $400 home. Then she bought a $500
She's
home.
for supporting
you know
black
what that
people.
Sounds like to me, it sounds like a real estate investor.
She bought 4
So now,
homes in white
Darling, that's
neighborhoods.
Totally
In the last
than
year,
somebody
sweetie,
who has,
come on.
who has a
Come on,
home and
get-
has
get-
a home
darling,
in
listen,
Dubai.
I don't mean to cut you short, but let's just listen. We're gonna.
All right, here's the problem. Let's wrap it up. Listen,
All right, we're gonna wrap
here's
it up.
the
I got
problem.
one thing to say.
Let me
after Wayne. Go
say
ahead.
it.
We gotta do more.
Listen, you seem like a very nice woman.
And
You
very
really
attractive.
do. Very attractive, very sweet.
Thank
but
you.
you have nothing to back up anything you've said today. You're
I have
talking about
everything to
blacks
back up
being
what I'm
lynched.
saying.
Bring
You're
it next
talking
show.
about 300
Well, then I got
murders
it on
of
this
young
show.
black
No,
girls.
you don't.
You have
Everything that I told you
nothing.
right now,
Zero.
I cited
You just
You
said-
have to let people
But
talk.
everything that
This
you
doesn't
told
work
me,
when we
you
both
can't
talk
say.
at the same
Danielle,
time.
let Wayne talk a
In
second.
fact, it's a little rude. You don't do that.
Let him talk a little bit, Danielle.
But my point is, you have nothing to back this up, and we're showing you in real time. What was the guy's name that murdered 300 young black women and Hispanic women? What's his name? You talked about that.
No, it was not one. It was actually not one serial killer.
Oh, there's more
It
than one
was
serial
a
killer.
professional type of organization.
Oh, and the organization was exterminating
That
black
now-
people. I get it.
Is targeting.
They were like to get stopped.
Oh God.
Are
help
you
me.
aware of human trafficking?
Yes, I am. I have a
Yeah,
talk coming on about human
I'm
trafficking.
aware of human trafficking.
All right,
Okay.
Danielle. I
So
got one
are
more
you
thing to
saying
say.
that it doesn't exist?
All right, hold on. Of course it does. All right, listen. We're way over
And what are
time.
their
Hold on
names?
one second. Sweetie, you know I love you, but I got to cut you. When I got to cut you. Here's the one question. Not one question. Just real quick on Patrice. And you said she bought a 400, then a 500, and all these homes. So you're trying to say, oh, most likely she got it for money that she earned from that. It just so happens to be the coincidence in the
How
past.
do you know where she got
I
it from?
don't. But darling, you ever heard about the duck?
You said, did I hear about
You ever heard about the duck?
the
In the
duck?
past year, she's been doing all this real estate investing. But in the past year alone, she's bought all these houses. The story of the duck, sweetie, and I know you know it because you're my age. If it looks like a duck, looks like a duck, shits like a duck, son of a bitch, it's
So
a coyote.
duck, not duck.
No, it's not. It's a duck. Anyway, I love you to
Duck.
death. Wait, we're good to go.
Let
You
me-
had a question.
let-
She had a question.
I want to get one more statement before we go.
One
But
more
go ahead.
statement.
I love you to death, but what you're not doing is proving your point.
Oh,
We started out the aspect that we have now. The question of the day was the
BLM.
Black Lives Matter
All right.
movement. Is
When
it
are you coming
necessary?
back? And we're gonna
Let
come
me
on
say
back.
something though. That
We keep talking about the fact that it's necessary, but the only thing you can come up on is the fact that the founder was a real estate investor.
how
No!
how about this?
Horrible.
The Democrat Party killed the black family. They've been killing
Who
them
is the
for
Democrat-
55
who-
years.
Who is the Democratic
They,
Party?
in 1965,
Those
80% of
white people.
homes had fathers in them. Now it's down to what, 12%, 11%,
8%.
8%.
From
The
80.
Democrat Party
that's
with the
all
Great
the
Society,
Democrats.
they killed you. They destroyed the black
Darling,
race.
darling, they are
And
not
you
your
don't
friends.
get it. That's the problem. You don't get it. They took the
So
father
what
out of the home.
is it that
The
you're
government
doing to
has you
get rid of the
suckling on their
Democratic
teeth.
Party?
And they got you on the modern day
So what are you
plantation.
doing to get rid
You
of
don't
the
get it.
Okay, here's it. You got a question.
I'm educating people. That's what I'm
That's it.
doing.
Danielle,
And I'm having
you-
black
you-
babies. I'm teaching them the
not
right way.
educating
That's
them.
what I'm doing.
Wait, you fucking-
Fucking no
Not
Crisco,
educating.
Daddy-o.
Okay,
All day,
here you go.
every day.
Here you go. Danielle Wayne, but here, Danielle, you asked me a question before. Same thing. You said, Jim, even though, if you see a crime or something, you're right in there, like Wayne and all my buddies here. We're all right in, we support the black. But you said, yeah, but what are you doing today to try to help the black community? Remember you asked me that question before?
I asked you, the question that I asked is the fact that the Black Lives Matter movement or the aspect of the organization may not be something that you support. But my question is, then what exactly are you doing to help prevent the oppression and death of our people?
Stop saying pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. What? Stop saying that.
No, that question was directed at me.
Go ahead.
And that's a good thing. You shouldn't say that because I love bacon.
That's BLM saying.
I'm not going to go eating cops because I love bacon.
Pigs in a blanket.
Her question was, what am I doing today to help get that message across? And the answer is common ground with Jimmy P. You see how we all have difference of opinions, my love? And we're fighting, and it wasn't half as crazy as Robbie, and that's only because you're pretty and Robbie.
I literally had to break out the Crisco on Robbie's anus.
Yeah,
I literally did.
But listen,
I broke out the fucking Crisco.
Having a discussion is that we give each other the ability to express our opinion.
You talked over me a little bit.
We all did.
But I forgive you. You're a sweetheart. You're an intelligent young lady. You're getting your facts from Mars, but that's okay.
Darling, here we go. Baby. You're going to come back
on with us? Every fact that you'll hear come out of my mouth is provable.
Well, so we're going to prove it.
It's actually not provable.
All right, everybody, listen. We got it.
It's actually not provable. That's okay.
Darling, we're way over.
What are you doing, Wayne?
Wait, listen.
You're batshit crazy, but that's okay.
What are you doing?
You got a pretty smile, baby
listen.
girl.
All right,
I want to kiss
you. Elvis
what are you doing?
I'm whipping out the Joe Namath, baby. I want to kiss you.
Darling, we're going to cut it right here. Sweetie, you're going to come back on with me and Wayne?
No, I'm out of here.
No, not now. I mean, you're going to come. Not tonight. You're going to come back on.
I'm willing to come. You know what? I'm willing to come back on any given occasion. But what I want to happen is a follow-up of this particular convo.
Yes, with facts.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you everything that I have on my screen.
Yes, dear.
And then I'm going to have you then do a commentary just based on my facts. And then, Wayne, I challenge you to give him the facts surrounding your opinion.
That's great. And listen, we got
there are 8% of fatherless homes.
Okay, no more facts.
8% of black homes have fathers.
Listen,
that's a fact.
All right, we're gonna get.
In the 60s, it was closer to 80%.
All right, listen, no
it's a
more
big difference.
No more facts until later on.
Anyway.
All right, listen, I have 12 more shows to you. Good night. I love you. I love you, Wayne.
Girl.
And
I'm
with you on
Great
the
job.
I'm with you on the Black Jesus because he had rhythm.
Can we see you stand up before you leave?
Oh, no,
Fly Tata.
Oh,
Fly Tata.
God.
Look at that.
No wonder why Robbie's with you.
Oh, Robbie, you're lucky, Robbie.
Holy shit. Look
at that.
There goes, I just lost my fan
She
base.
disarmed me tonight. She took my anger away. I don't like that.
Right,
you disarmed me with Tata.
Everybody, this is why it's common ground with Jimmy P. Everybody loves each other. And good night. God bless.
All right.
And God bless.
I'm hot. End it.
And God bless from the Black Jesus too. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.